Hi, I'm Darren. I'm the photo buyer at London Drugs. And today I have Patrick from Sony. Patrick, so nice to meet you.
It's nice to meet
now,
you too.
You're here to tell us about the amazing, the incredible Sony A9. Now, what makes this camera so exciting and cool?
I think I can summarize what's cool about this camera in 4 different numbers.
Okay.
20, 60, 693, and 0.
Well, there's a lot of math here. Now, how am I going to remember all these numbers?
Don't worry, by the end of this 2 minutes, you'll remember them.
Okay, let's start.
Okay, so the first number I threw out at you was 20.
Right.
And that describes the frame rate of this camera. So with this camera, we're able to shoot 20 pictures per second.
Wow, now that's fast. Now, is this a lower resolution or is this full resolution? Am I getting the maximum resolution at 20 frames a second?
Yeah, maximum resolution. This camera is 24 megapixels. You can shoot full resolution JPEG, RAW, JPEG and RAW, compressed, uncompressed.
Wow.
You can have all of that at no cost to the speed.
Wow, so who's that going to be good for?
Well, because of the speed of the camera and the autofocus and the number of points, we envision like the sports shooter, the wildlife photographer, like action sports arenas. Those are what we envision this camera to fulfill.
Okay, so we got the 20. We got the 20 figured out. The next number was
60.
60. What's the 60?
So I always tell people 20 frames per second is amazing, but if half your pictures are not in focus or not exposed properly, what's the point?
What's the point having blurry pictures?
Yeah, might as well shoot at 10 or even 5 frames per second.
Exactly.
Right? So 60, what that stands for is 60 calculations per second.
Wow, that's a lot of calculations.
Yeah, so it does 60 calculations per second for autofocus and 60 calculations for auto exposure per second.
So with it doing all those calculations, it's gonna basically look at the situation and give you the best exposure and the focus, so you're not gonna get, you're gonna have more pictures that turn out.
Exactly.
Right?
So for every picture you take, even at 20 frames per second, it's already done 3 autofocus calculations and 3 auto exposure calculations.
Wow, so we got the 20, the 60, and now you measured it was 693?
693.
What's that?
So 693 tells you how many autofocus points. There's 693 phase detection points in this camera.
So you use this phase detection autofocus, and so 693. So basically, with that, that's a lot.
It is.
So it's basically covering the whole, almost the whole area of the sense of the frame.
It's 93%.
So even if something's a little bit off center or whatever, it's still going to keep that in focus.
Exactly.
And with the 60 calculations and all that going on, so it's being able to pick up all the different areas. So that means, and with the calculations, it means, and the 20 frames per second, you're not going to miss anything.
No, and you're gonna get the minute little changes in motion, so you get absolutely the perfect shot easily.
Okay, so we got the 20, 60, 693, and there was another number.
0.
0, okay, I can remember that one. What's the 0 for?
So 0 actually talks about 2 different features on this camera. The first one, 0 decibels.
Okay.
So right
Quiet.
now, completely, utterly 0 decibels, completely quiet. So if I shoot right now, you can hear it. That's
I can
20
hear that.
frames per
Yeah,
second.
yeah.
That's a digital sound that you can manually turn on.
Okay.
But you can also turn that sound off so it's absolutely quiet. So if you're in a sound sensitive environment,
Tell me about it. I've been where my kids like music concert, it's quiet, and of course I get up with my DSLR and I take a picture, click, click, and everyone's looking at me, and I don't want to focus on me, or if you're at a wedding or something like that.
Exactly.
And that's a lot of times I think people are shy to maybe use their cameras because they don't want to step up and have that, you know, that noise of the shutter going. So now you can shut that off and you won't bring any attention to yourself, and you can get those great shots without bringing attention to it.
Perfect, that's exactly what.
Perfect.
Yeah, and then the other 0 is 0 blackout. So when you're taking those 20 frames per second, you're used to DSLR. When the mirror goes up, you get black. There's no black at all, so you'll be able to follow your subject.
So if you're tracking something, again, 20 frames per second, if you have a blackout, you might be a little bit off what your subject is.
You might
now,
lose it.
exactly, so it's going to be out of the frames. And now it's always clear, if it's, especially it's moving, you're going to be able to keep that in the frame.
Exactly.
Well, that's excellent.
Yeah.
So we got the 20, 60, 693, and 0.
See, you remember.
I got it now. So we talked a little bit this earlier about this is going to be great for sports and nature photographers. Now, imagine if you're one of those type of photographers, this is something you're going to want to have.
Exactly.
Tell me about this.
So this is our brand new 100 to 400 millimeter G Master lenses.
Wow, G Master.
G Master.
Sounds impressive.
It is. Well, we have 4 different lines of lenses at Sony. We have our Sony lenses, we have our Zeiss lenses, we have our G series lens, and this is our brand new G Master lenses. So not only do we have the benefit of manufacturing the lenses and the cameras, we're also the premier manufacturer of sensors in the world.
I know, you make sensors for other people too, which we won't talk about.
We won't talk about. But we know what's coming down far in the pipeline.
Right.
With the G Masters, they resolve a minimum of 100 megapixels.
Wow, so even with that big sensor, because this is a full frame sensor.
Yes, it is. Yeah.
So this is going to have the resolving power. So even if your cameras upgrade in the near future and keep going these lenses are future proof, basically.
Exactly.
So they have the resolving power. So even if camera megapixels goes higher, these lenses will still be able to capture all the detail.
Yeah, and not only are they good for photo, but they're perfect for video as well.
Wow, this is amazing. This is an exciting product and exciting lens, and I think anybody who's into photography would love this camera. Now, where can you get this? Come on down to London Drugs and have a look, and of course londondrugs.com, where we'll have all the information, and you can come down and take a look and try one of these beautiful cameras out.